The Isaiah Factor Uncensored starts right now.
And welcome to The Factor Uncensored. The countdown is on to the day that Texans will no longer get to lay up and pocket those extra unemployment coins. We're talking about an extra $300 in federal aid. It ends in exactly 10 days, and reaction is mixed. Now, some people say they need that money because they don't feel safe going back to work just yet. But business owners say it's time to get off that ass and earn it.
And Sam, as a business owner here in the state of Texas, do you think the governor ending these extra unemployment benefits will help you find the workers that you need? And how many workers do you need?
You know, it will definitely get some people coming back to work. Right now, we're having a challenging time, you know, with hiring new salespeople. I need about 40, 45 of them, like right now. And we just can't find people. We need about 40, 45 people in as sales. We need about 10 people in customer service. We need about 10 or 12 drivers. So total and altogether, I need about 60, 70 people.
And this has been an ongoing issue during the pandemic, right? When did you notice it became difficult to find employees, able-bodied employees who are willing to work?
It became real difficult mid-January. I'll say mid to late January. It just became real difficult since then.
Dietrich von Biedenfeld from University of Houston downtown, do you think this move by the governor by ending these extra unemployment benefits will drive people to Sam and his companies here in town and will put many of them back to work?
So it's a tricky question, Isaiah, because when we think about returning to work, there is the understanding not only about the financial incentives that an extra $1,200 potentially per month offers someone to simply sit at home and still cover mortgage rates, rental rates, and so forth, other car and expenses. The flip side, though, is concurrently, when we reduce these benefits, we're also removing the allowance and exception for individuals to decline work in environments that they deem unsafe. So while it may be a benefit for individual business owners, this could potentially come at a cost of public health and public safety, where taxpayers, particularly for employees who are not employed in a profession where health insurance is included, that expense may fall on the taxpayers if they are ill or become sick.
Are you hearing that from any potential employees out there, Sam, that they're concerned about coming to work because of the pandemic and the environment that they may be in? Or do you think it's flat about just sitting on your ass a while?
Isaiah, might sound very controversial what I'm going to say. It's about sitting on your ass, because these same people are going out to restaurants, they're going out to clubs, they're going out to bars, they're hanging out at the Galleria. They're doing all kind of stuff that needs to be done. The only thing that they feel unsafe about is going to work. So I don't understand. If it's unsafe, then it's unsafe. Don't go out in public. But they're out in public. They're traveling. They're going to Las Vegas. They're going to Cancun. They're at the parties. They're at the clubs. They're at the Sunday fun day. Why? If you're really so scared, why are you around all these people who are drinking and having a good old jolly time without any mask, without anything else? I just feel like it's just sitting at home on their asses. You're right.
Dietrich, how damaging could this be to business owners? Because we've seen around the country in some places where businesses have just shut down, not because of a lack of business, but because they don't have the workers.
Absolutely. And I'm going to agree with Sam to a degree, because many of the people who are going to complain about poor ventilation are not experts in what appropriate ventilation in a facility would be, right? They're not well versed in what the mask requirements do or do not provide as far as public health and safety. So I do think that businesses are going to suffer, and many of these businesses are the funders of that actual unemployment benefit, right? So in the same way that Texas stopping this benefit early reduces the burden that Texas has to the federal government for those extended benefits or increased benefits, business owners, the longer these things maintain, the likely higher cost of payroll taxes that these businesses are going to sustain. So they're not only going to have to compete with that extra $1,200 a month in payroll, but they're also going to have to kick in more to the government to offset those periods where they didn't have workers supporting this in the first place. So it could definitely, the extension for those extra couple of months, particularly through the summer where people may want to frequent restaurants or may want to travel and explore, diners and things like that, out to eat places, leisure places, that this period is definitely crucial for folks to get back to work and support businesses such as his.
Sam, what extreme measures have you, if any, taken to get employees at least in the door to fill out a damn application? How tough has it been?
It's crazy. I mean, like, we had a recruiter position available. Okay, we needed 2 people. We approximately spent $3,700 just on ads to get somebody in there. Okay, and we only had 4 applicants. People just don't want to come to work. And why would you want to come to work? Because you can stay at home, get paid, get your rent paid, get your mortgage paid, and you can just hang out, and that's the problem. I mean, I honestly feel like people just have taken disadvantage of it. What we have done is we even did recruitment bonus, sign-on bonus, and we still can't get people to come to work.